From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Tom Lehrer, the popular and erudite song satirist who lampooned marriage, politics, racism, and the Cold War, then largely abandoned his music career to return to teaching mathematics at Harvard and other universities, has died. He was 97. Longtime friend David Herder said Lehrer died Saturday at his home in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He did not specify a cause of death. Lehrer had remained on the math faculty of the University of California at Santa Cruz well into his late 70s. In 2020, he even turned away from his own copyright, granting the public permission to use his lyrics in any format without any fee in return. A Harvard prodigy, he had earned a math degree from the institution at age 18. Lehrer soon turned his very sharp mind to old traditions and current events. His songs included Poisoning Pigeons in the Park, The Old Dope Peddler, set to a tune reminiscent of The Old Lamplighter, Be Prepared, in which he mocked the Boy Scouts, and The Vatican Rag, in which Lehrer, an atheist, poked at the rites and ceremonies of the Roman Catholic Church. Sample lyrics include, Get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Accompanying himself on piano, he performed the songs in a colorful style reminiscent of such musical heroes as Gilbert and Sullivan and Stephen Sondheim, the latter a lifelong friend. Lehrer was often likened to such contemporaries as Alan Sherman and Stan Freberg for his comic riffs on culture and politics, and he was cited by Randy Newman and Weird Al Yankovic, among others, as an influence. In other news, the United States and the European Union agreed on Sunday to a trade framework setting a 15% tariff on most goods, staving off, at least for now, far higher imports on both sides that might have sent shockwaves through economies around the globe. The sweeping announcement came after President Donald Trump and European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen met briefly at Trump's Turnberry golf course in Scotland. Their private sit-down culminated months of bargaining with the White House deadline Friday, nearing for imposing punishing tariffs on the EU's 27 member countries. It was a very interesting negotiation. I think it's going to be great for both parties, Trump said. The agreement, he said, was a good deal for everybody and a giant deal with lots of countries. Von der Leyen said the deal will bring stability. It will bring predictability. That's very important for our businesses on both sides of the Atlantic. As with other recent tariff agreements that Trump announced with countries including Japan and the United Kingdom, some major details remain pending in this one. Trump said the EU had agreed to buy some $750 billion worth of U.S. energy and invest $600 billion more than it already has in America, as well as make a major military equipment purchase. He said tariffs for automobiles and everything else will be a straight-across tariff of 15%, and meant that U.S. exporters have the opening up of all of the European countries. Von der Leyen said the 15% tariffs were across the board, all-inclusive, and that indeed, basically, the European market is open. At a later news conference away from Turnberry, she said the $750 billion in additional U.S. energy purchase was actually over the next 3 years and would help ease the dependence on natural gas from Russia among the bloc's countries. And finally, passengers slid down an emergency slide of a smoking jet at Denver International Airport due to a possible problem with the plane's landing gear, authorities said. American Airlines Flight 3023 reported a possible landing gear incident during its departure from Denver on Saturday afternoon, the Federal Aviation Administration said. The problem involved an aircraft tire, the Fort Worth, Texas-based airline said in a statement. The Boeing 737 MAX 8, carrying 173 passengers and 6 crew members, was on its way to Miami International Airport, Americans said. Video aired by local media showed people sliding down the inflatable chute near the front of the plane while clutching luggage and small children. Some passengers, including at least one adult carrying a young child, tripped at the end of the slide and fell onto the concrete runway. Passengers were then taken to the terminal by bus. Shay Armistead, a 17-year-old from Minton, Colorado, described a chaotic scene. After hearing a loud boom, the plane started to violently shake and we were drifting to the left side of the runway. Armistead told the Associated Press in an interview. Armistead and her teammates on a ski racing team were on their way from Colorado to Chile when it happened. One of the passengers was taken to a hospital with a minor injury, American Airlines said in its statement. 5 people were evaluated for injuries at the scene but did not require hospitalization, airport officials said. That's the news at this hour. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.